All right, as we were talking about before, I was saying I didn't know whether or not Labor Day was a Canadian thing. And as we kind of limited it down, we figured out that Labor Day is a thing in the US. But in Canada, the way that it works is everyone goes back to school the day after Labor Day, except for this year because teachers have a PD day because for some reason they need a break before things start, even though they just had a 2-month break. Anyway, I've got a video here. I don't know why there's a tarantula in it, just to be clear. But it says top 15 things only Canadians would understand, which apparently one of them is Labor Day. I don't know where this is going. There's sections. I specifically didn't skim through the sections because I want to be surprised by these. And as you guys know, I'm Canadian. So apparently I'm going to understand these and you will not. But we'll find out.
Like and subscribe right now. Or this bite.
Oh, is this going to be an AI video? Oh,
It will
fun.
crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Canada is an absolutely fascinating place, and to be perfectly honest, we think that's putting it lightly. There are so many fascinating and weird things about the country.
First of all, we don't have palm trees, so you don't understand that.
You'd only understand once you're living in the country and are part of the Canadian culture.
Yeah, taking off
From
your
an
shoes is
obsession
a
with
thing.
syrup in Cuba to free healthcare,
Cuba?
today we're looking at the top 15 things only Canadians would understand. Let's begin. Number 15. Serious about syrup.
Okay, before he gets into this, I disagree. We do make a lot of maple syrup because we have a lot of maple trees. In fact, our flag has a maple leaf on the flag. Now, the thing is we're serious about real maple syrup. The table syrup sucks. And real maple syrup's good. That's it.
Americans may think of maple syrup as just something yummy to put on waffles, but in Canada it's big business. Even the flag hints at Canada's obsession with maple syrup. The
See?
Federation of Quebec Maple Syrup Producers keeps a strategic reserve of syrup in locations across Quebec
That is
to
actually
regulate
true.
the maple market. The Atlantic newspaper compares this sweet, sticky reserve to the U.S.'s oil reserves. Quebec produces about 70% of the world's maple syrup, and the price per barrel is many times higher than oil. Just imagine that for a second. In 2012, the maple reserve was the target of a major heist. Thieves stole over $30 million worth of syrup from one of the reserve
The
storage
syrup
facilities.
heist.
Yes, $30 million. This is something only Canadians can relate to. We wonder how many waffles did they have, though. Number 14. Curd cheese is a national dish.
What?
You must be thinking, what even is curd cheese? It's a food item that is hard to describe to
Is he
those
talking about cheese curds?
who are not Canadian locals. When you hear the word curd,
Isn't this like a Wisconsin thing, not a Canadian thing?
you probably think of something that is unappealing or unappetizing, but that couldn't be farther from the truth. Curd cheese goes best with Poutine, which is basically a Canadian national dish.
Yeah,
You can get it
poutine's a-
everywhere, from movie theaters
First of all, those are not cheese curds. Whatever you just showed in... Wait, hold
to
up.
a Canadian national dish. You can
That's cottage cheese. That is not cheese curds. First of all, I like cottage cheese. You do not put cottage cheese on fries. That's messed up.
get it everywhere, from movie theaters to gourmet restaurants, where chefs will often fancy
this is
it up
actually
with
true.
ingredients like foie gras and lobster.
He's not wrong.
Canadians absolutely love curd
Like,
cheese,
Steph is like the only thing she eats is poutine. Like, I'm like,
and not liking it is a deportable offense in the country. Canadians may look like they're peaceful people, but when it comes to food, they can get
there's
pretty
a
violent.
poutine.
Number 13.
Oh, this is going to be a hot
Universal health.
topic.
Universal what? As an American, the universal healthcare concept is
Our healthcare is free, yes, but you also pay for what you get.
kind of alien, but it is something every Canadian can relate to and be proud of. It is a part of every Canadian life, and the media doesn't even have to talk about it much. It's
Oh,
just
they
so
do
common.
a lot.
Canada's universal healthcare system utilizes a taxpayer-funded Medicare-like model that automatically covers citizens throughout the various provinces. It would surprise many Americans
So yes, that is true, but you'll also wait 6 months to get an MRI or anything.
that a publicly funded healthcare makes people feel freer, not less. For those who can afford it, there are plenty of private options, but nobody lives in fear of
No, there's not.
the financial consequences of a major injury or disease. Now that's what we call freedom. Number 12. 4 seasons in 24 hours.
Where are we going with this?
That's too much talk about food. Let's talk about something else. The weather. One thing only Canadians would understand is that the weather can actually go from negative 19 degrees Celsius to 22 degrees Celsius in one single hour.
Yeah, that's more so like out west. Like it does happen here. Like we had this happen this winter where we got this giant ice storm, and it like literally like this thick of a sheet of ice, that then overnight we got a thunderstorm, and then by morning it was 16 degrees Celsius. Our basement flooded because we also got like 6 feet of snow on just sitting on the ground last year. It was fucked.
That might be a stretch, but this did happen in 1962 in Alberta. While
Yeah,
these
it happens
extremes
in
don't
Alberta a
regularly
lot.
happen today, it's not uncommon for the temperature to fluctuate drastically from day to day, especially when the season is changing from winter to spring. There will be days where you can wear your shorts outside, and the next day snow will be falling. So it's best to pack both shorts and jackets.
Yeah,
when
I
going
feel like areas like Jersey and like other
to the beach.
areas
Canada
like that
really
would have
is
that.
a fairy tale land, isn't it? Number 11. Apologize
Oh, yeah, everyone
for
does
apologizing.
apologize here. This is a real
Okay,
thing.
You must be thinking, this is pretty common in other parts of the world too, but Canada is known to be the most polite country in the world. That
I mean, a
makes
lot of
Canadians
dicks are here
way
too,
more
but-
apologetic than the rest of the world. They seem to apologize so much, it becomes a bit annoying, which obviously results in them having to say sorry for saying sorry so much. Where does the madness even end?
That was a week. Okay.
Number 10. Milk in bag.
All right. Do you want a confession? I was far too old when I realized that it wasn't normal for bagged milk to be a thing. I didn't realize until I was like in grade 11 or 12 that jugs of milk, like the plastic ones, were even a thing. And when I went to the convenience store and got a jug of chocolate milk, I thought it was weird. And then people started to tell me that that's the normal way people around the world have milk, or in cartons. Cartons I knew about, but jugs I did not. Now you see this thing right here with the cow on it? That's a device that we have where you put the bag of milk in it and then cut it open and then you pour it. And I now as an adult realize how weird this is. And as a Canadian, I don't fully understand why we do it.
Eggs. This is one of the most absurd things you'll hear today. If you're an American, you probably never saw milk in anything other
Those, I was like 17 when I realized that those were a thing. I'm not lying. It's a little embarrassing.
than a carton or bottle. Well, in many parts of Canada, milk comes in bags rather than cartons or jugs. This is particularly the case in eastern Canada, where buyers receive a big bag with 4 smaller bags of milk inside, then put it in a specially designed pitcher. The corner of the bag is cut, and then
See that little device? Those were found around the house all the time as a kid.
voila, all the milk you could ever want
there
at
it
your
is right there.
disposal. It's a mystery of how these milk buying processes started and why people would willingly buy an extra product that is needed to put the bags into. Only in Canada, you guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have an
Number
answer
9.
as to why.
Obsession with Cuba.
This
Canada is the only nation in the world that is obsessed with Cuba.
obsessed.
More than 1 million Canadians visit the island nation each year,
Okay, I actually have an answer to this. Okay.
the most from any other country.
The reason for this is not because we have an obsession with Cuba. It is because we can go there. Americans are not allowed to go to Cuba, which means the food and everything is worse, but it makes going on a vacation there really, really cheap because there's less people in the world that can actually go there. So instead of going to like the Dominican Republic for $2,000, you can go to Cuba for $600. And yes, the food's not going to be as good, but it's $1,400 of difference. It's not that we have an obsession with it. It's just really cheap.
Cuba has long been a premier tropical destination for Canadians, with ads at bus stops and billboards across the nation boosting its popularity and touting discounted getaways.
Yeah.
Canadians' attraction for Cuban travel is so powerful that many got very upset when the Cuba-US relationship became better because the island nation would be overcrowded with Americans.
Oh yeah, ketchup chips
Number
are a
8.
thing.
Ketchup
They're
flavored
delicious.
chips.
I have a bag inside right now.
What? Ketchup flavored chips doesn't even sound right, let alone it being an actual thing. But a country that loves ketchup so much, it's only fair that they put it on everything. Literally everything. Even chips. Ketchup chips
They're good,
are made
man.
by Lay's, which are only sold in Canada. Anyone who grows up in Canada remembers fingers dusted with red ketchup seasoning that became permeated deep into the skin. It's the same as Americans with Cheetos. You would think that ketchup chips would have come from America, with Heinz being the most distinguished ketchup brand out there. While you can find versions of this beloved chip flavor south of the border,
Is this the same with all dressed chips? Do any Americans in chat right now, do you guys have all dressed chips?
they're nothing like the ones that the people of Canada have grown to love. Number 7. Lining up for the bus.
I have never seen
No
this
list
ever.
would be complete without mentioning one of the noticeably polite things Canadians do. Like its southern neighbors, Canadians don't rush
All dressed just came to the US? Okay. Ketchup chips are better than all dressed,
and
but
climb over other people to break the line. This is a potentially friendly, but usually silent, social situation in which people
what
wait
about dill pickle? Do you have dill pickle? That one might be a dumb one.
for the bus in a line snaking down the block. The first people to arrive
Yeah,
at the stop, and therefore those who wait for the longest,
This will be a thing for like the coach buses. But no, I've never seen a lineup for the bus.
get on first and have the first choice of seat. In many countries and cities, people wait as one blob of humanity where anyone around can touch or rob you. But in Canada, there's an unspoken and unwritten rule. You line up instead. Number 6. Put the cream in the coffee. We've heard milk in coffee, but cream? That's just weird. We
Wait,
all know
what?
Tim Hortons is a crucial part of Canadian
Hold up. Is cream in coffee not normal? Wait. Like for real? Like like America specifically, because I know tea is a bigger thing in the UK. You guys don't put cream in your coffee? Like I have milk, I have like cashew milk in my coffee right now. But like, okay, it is common, right?
culture. Not content with options such as milk and sugar, many Canadians choose to put a hefty dollop of cream in their coffee. Visitors and immigrants may
incredibly
find this
unhealthy.
strange, but it's
What?
entirely normal behavior in the fairy tale land that is Canada.
Oh,
A double
I know in the States a lot of people do use coffee creamer. Not many people use that here. Some do.
double is a coffee with 2 creams and 2 sugars. In other words, it's got a fair whack of calories to go with it.
Yeah.
Our black coffee lovers must be furious at this.
Double is way too much sugar.
Number 5. No shoes indoors. This may be a minor aspect of Canadian culture, but leaving your shoes by the door
Okay, so the real reason for this is because Canada, it is snowy for like 9 months. Well, not that long, but like 6 months a year. Which means if you go outside, your shoes will be wet. So you don't wear them inside. It's really that simple. If you live somewhere that has a warmer climate and less rain, it's going to be more common to wear your shoes indoors. It's pretty simple.
door when entering a home is a widely accepted norm in contrast to the United States and some Western European nations. This is no doubt due in part to the extreme weather
Yeah.
bringing torrents of mud and snow that
Mud.
otherwise would be tracked indoors, but it's likely also influenced by Canada's large Asian immigrant population.
I don't think so.
Number 4. Spell things differently.
Oh, yeah.
Most Canadian accents don't sound all that different from the ones in the US. However, there are noticeable differences between certain spelling and pronunciation.
What's actually real here, if you go here, is mainly the US is actually different than the rest of the world. It's not that Canada's different, it's that the US is. Just to be clear.
Noticeable differences between certain spelling and pronunciation, since Canada has a separate English dictionary from America. Canada retains some facets of British spelling. For example, Canadians keep the U in words like honor and color, and like Brits, they add an extra L in words like traveling. Canadians
Cancel.
also use the word Z to describe the last letter of the alphabet. And if you hear
Okay. So Canadians spell them correctly because that's the way the rest of the world spells them. So the US is correct. The one thing that we are wrong about is I don't know why we say Z. Zed's wrong. I'll give you guys that one.
Canadians use the word pop, they're just referring it to soda. Also, they're just obsessed with the word A.
A. A.
Number 3.
So actually, the place I've seen I've seen one moose in Canada ever. When I went to Alaska, they're everywhere.
Moose on the road. Moose are pretty
In fact, when I went to Anchorage on the highway, there was a sign that said, I think it was 690 moose had been hit that year on that one road, just one road.
intimidating creatures if you view them up close, and even if you're quite far away, they can be quite scary. So while they may be quite harmless 9
They're
times out of
huge.
10, it can be a chilling experience to be greeted by one if you're driving down some random country road.
Half of these are
In other
not
countries,
mooses.
you meet other animals like snakes, deer, or in the case of Australia, a kangaroo, but meeting a moose is a different ballgame altogether.
That's a small one.
If this kind of thing happens to you, then we'd suggest you take a deep breath, think about your options, and question why some Canadians consider this to be normal. And with that, it's now time for today's subscriber pick. Today's photo was sent to us by a subscriber. If you come across a photo online and you want to know more details about it, just send it over to us. We might even feature it on a future video. Number 2. The French
Oh, is this like having French and English on everything?
Canadians. The next weird thing on our list is the French Canadians. If you're thinking there are French people in every part of the world, you're right, but most of the time, when you hear someone talking in a French accent, you'd assume they're from the country itself. But that isn't the case in Canada. The Quebec region of the country is known for being home to mostly French-speaking individuals.
Okay, so in Canada, we have to have French and English on everything. Do I have anything in here where I can show that? This, I think. Yes. So this is Halls, like cough drops. If you look at this, you'll see it right here. There's English, and then right underneath, there's French. That's on everything. It has to be on like literally everything. It's annoying. Just straight up. Like, it's unnecessary. Can I
These
speak
people
French
are so much in
fluently?
abundance,
Hell no.
they're not even considered diaspora. Every native Montrealer has mastered the skill of combining French and English together. You can find a combination of French and English words on street signs which no one outside of Canada can understand. Canadians also love to cuss in French.
I mean, not really.
Number 1. Canadian bills.
Oh, Monopoly money? Yeah.
Sometimes it can be quite depressing parting with your money or just having to get money out in general, so why not liven things up with some colorful notes? The Canadian bills are so colorful and lively, you actually look forward to spending them. That's not the only cool thing about the bills, though. The new Canadian notes are made of a plastic-like material
can't rip 'em.
that has a clear strip running through it, allowing you to see from one side to the other.
No, the actual cool part is you can't rip them. Like, I don't have any with me, but yet you literally can't rip them. I wouldn't say these are like the craziest thing. I think the one weird thing, the one that I'll give them, is 100% the bagged milk. Like, it's weird.